Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome back to the Forged Alliance Forever promotional series. There's more custom 5v5 pro level action on the cards. And he said ladder, but it can't be if it's a custom 5v5, can it? Pro action on the cards this afternoon. We're going back to Canis because that's where the magic happens. It is quite literally the four-poster bed of Supreme Commander. That's right, we're going back. But first of all, I'm going to do something I never do. Okay, it was pretty bad, all that business that went on in the bottom left-hand corner in the previous cast, especially when you consider that Farmschlet had tried to tell me when he sent me that replay, tried to explain everything that went on so I didn't miss it, but I wasn't there. I was picking my nose or something. And I missed it, and then consequentially missed it. So that wasn't good. So I just want to run over things. I'm sure it can't be copyright infringement on terms of YouTube, because it's my video, goddammit, so they can't do me for that. So this is an excerpt from the last cast. If you haven't seen it, you might want to skip ahead here to today's game, which will occur in just a second, because this will ruin it for you. But essentially, so Dro is off the bottom left down here, and he's been told by his teammates that Farmschlet in blue is on his way down, Seraphim Commander on board a Seraphim transport on his way to kill him. I guess that's what he's assuming in his paranoid brain. We should clarify that Dro's had an awful lot of soup at this point and is not 100% with it. And Farms is actually only, he was like here, and he literally just picked up his comm and moved it to the plateau. What Dro wasn't aware of was that Okpuk, who's also a Seraphim comm, who's coming in on a Seraphim transport, not directly from the north, it has to be said, from the east, was coming in to assist, help defend against Farmschlet, who's the only person left on Team 1 at this point. Everybody else has been killed, and they've just nuked Farmschlet's base as well. So he's in a bad way. The only real place for him to go is down, which is why Okpuk's on the way down. And Dros hears, oh my god, Farm's coming for me. He's like really, really good at subcom and stuff. He's 2100 and I'm a 1600. It's scary. So what does he do? I know. I'll take out Farmschlet by control-K'ing my commander. The explosion will blow up the transport, and Farmschlet will die, and my team will win and still have 3 players alive. Everything's fine. So on paper, that sounds marvellous, except, as we were saying, Okpuk was actually the one coming into his base, and kaboom! Oh my god, that's one of the most awful things to have happened in Subcom ever, and yet totally amazing as well. And wouldn't have it been better if I had actually known what was going on at the time. So I accept full responsibility for my fail there. But let's face it, you guys love my scattiness. It has to be the reason you keep coming back, because it's my overriding feature. So there we go. That's a little explanation. It probably didn't need it, because I'm sure you all read the comments that were put out below. But I felt I had to clarify, because that is one of the most spectacular blunders I've ever seen. Anyway, let's get on to today's game. As we said, it's going to go down on Canis as well, so let's go on over to the game zone and see how these guys are going to get on. Ching, ka-ching. There we go. Very exciting stuff. We know what we're doing here, especially since we've just had one Canis. This is Team 1 at the top. This is Team 2 down here at the bottom. And let's start things rolling. Ching, ka-ching. Everybody gates in. And kerflooey. So going first for Team 1, Vivacious Violet going Seraphim. It's Postal. He's going to be opening first land. Team member number 2 down here in baby pink. Nearly said breast cancer awareness pink, but no, I'm not quite colorblind yet. And going UEF, how very sensible. Opening first land, it's Marcone. Team member number 3, the winner of Guilecast's self-deprecating award, and of course self-deprecating gets extra bonus points for ultimate sportsmanship. It's Dull-Witted. We're a big fan of the self-deprecating Subcom player. They're the nicest people to be around, but I'm sure you're not that dull-witted saying he's going first land in Ferrari Red, going Seraphim. Team member number 4, it's Herr Doctor, and he is going Pontiff White. He's going Aeon and opening first land. And last but not least, there's always one, and this time it's Clinch. He's going Cyanide Scion. He's going Cybrin, and he's opening first land. So that's Team 1. Let's take a look at Team 2 down here at the bottom right. In Fecal Brown, bless him, he's going Seraphim, opening first land, going second air. It's Bully Dozer. Team member number 2 to his north, it's none other than my good friend Chosen. He's wrestled back his mellow yellow from whoever took it in the previous cast that he featured in. And he is going his very customary Seraphim, going land all day, it has to be said. Team member number 3 down here in baby blue, we have Vday. I don't know if that's how you say that, but I'm just calling him Vday. And he is going Aeon, opening first air. Team member number 4 in combat green, we have WTF Boom. And he is going Seraphim, lots of Seraphim these days, opening first land and going land all day as well. And last but not least, it's another Seraphim, it's Curry Smuggler in Halib Orange, going first, second land, and then going third air. So those are the teams. Game quality's at 92.63%, not quite there what we consider to be a balanced game here at Guilecast, but pretty close to it. Summing up the comps of the teams, we've got 2 Seraphim, an Aeon, a Cybrin, and a UEF there for Team 1. And down here at the bottom, we've got like 4 Seraphim and an Aeon there for Team 2. So crazy amounts of FIM in this match. I think we can afford to knock it up a notch like Anton and get these guys into position. So ACU scrambling out, Marcone crossing the causeway, Chosen only just moving out of his base. Now it's on the comparable opposing mirrored position to Marcone there, and he looks like he's going to cut off the edge rather than going across the causeway. First couple of units run into Marcone's comm, and 1 or 2 of his T1 units, they don't last too long. They get blapped aside there. I think they belonged to Curry Smuggler, who is incidentally expanding out towards the plateau at the bottom left, as you would expect, as you would also expect Clinch to be doing up in the top right. But we'll be queuing up a couple of land factories there. But hello, what's going on here? A T1 drop, 4 engineers moving up the eastern edge of the screen from Bully Dozer, trying to get control of that plateau first. That's an ambitious project indeed, and unlikely to succeed. You're always going to be running headfirst pretty much into an ACU, unless you're facing like a 900 or something or below. You might feel that hanging around in his base is just worthwhile. Curry Smuggler blaps aside a couple of units there as they make their way into the main base. He's going to get set up over here at the western edge of the screen. It's a different approach, so you compare that to Clinch's approach. He came in around the back and is throwing land factories down there. Curry Smuggler's going north a little bit. I'm guessing hoping to head off any units coming down from Postal. He might be trying to go for a quick land grab, but nothing to worry about there majorly. Dull-Witted has come out with his commander as well and started work on a land factory. He would be the one person you would think it would be okay to stay in your base, but not today. No, he's coming out with a vengeance. Day, actually, by contrast, is going to stop in his base. He's working on eco with the extra build capacity on board his commander. Curry Smuggler out with a T1 bomber, coming over the top of Hell Doctor. Does get the bomb away. Yeah, lands pretty much exactly where the plane landed as well, after getting shot down just on top of those T1 P-gens, but no major damage caused on that pass. Just a little nick to those T1 power structures. Won't be anything to worry about. Curry Smuggler now pushing up the western approach, and there is a Selen lying in wait, so Postal will be well aware of that encroachment. Whether or not, well, when it moves forward he will. It's not quite in range as yet, but he's got good intel coverage down on that side of the screen. And look at what have we got here. So Dull-Witted with a drop, 3 inties accompanying that transport. Down go the engineers, and it's actually predominantly looks like Reclaim. They're not immediately jumping on any crazy proxy build or anything like that. No, it's literally a mass grab operation. They're not going to last too long. WTF Boom lying in wait nearby, and now we're getting all of the upgrades on the commanders coming out. WTF Boom upgrading gun there. Chosen getting an upgrade down here. And annoyingly, I don't know what's going on here, but Notify, I posted this in the FAF chat about 10 minutes ago, Notify isn't always showing up the upgrade icons above the ACU information window in the bottom left. It doesn't happen consistently on every single game or replay, and WTF Boom just forced to cancel that upgrade there, thanks to Marcone, who's pushed forward. WTF Boone taking a lot of damage before that cancel was called for, and he's down to around 5k HP. He's got a lot of T1 assistance, and Dull-Witted is in the area as well. So good double ACU pressure here from Team 1 up against WTF Boom. Lots of units to call on though. Dull-Witted backing up ever so slightly. I mean, he's getting some assistance from Curry Smuggler as well. Little drop down here to the far left again from Dull-Witted. Again, no doubt, after some cheeky reclaim. Curry Smuggler not going to have any problems completing that upgrade. Back to the middle where the action is. Dull-Witted making his way towards the canal now. 5,000 hit points remaining on him. WTF Boom down to around 4,300. Marcone still looking pretty healthy. Of course, that extra chunkiness on board that UEF commander always helps. And he's got the Zeph amp on board there, it looks like. Kicking out a lot of extra damage. Let's just see. So there's Postal, Marcone. See what he's actually sporting on board there, doing it the old-fashioned way. It literally is just the Zeph amp. No T2 engineering suite as yet, but he's got a couple of extra 1,000 hit points on board for his trouble on those upgrades. WTF Boom trying to get some PD online to stem this advance. Marcone brutalizes those engineers, says, no thank you, I'm not done here, continues to press forward. Meanwhile, Chosen battling on the other side of the river. He's taking a bit of a battering, gets a Rankin Vet there, which jumps him up to around 6,500 hit points. Hair Doctor fighting on the other team from the other side's on around 9,000, but into the yellow himself. Bully Dozer moving forward. Clinch still stationary pretty much at the top right. Lots of action kicking off in the center, and Curry Smuggler on the way towards the middle, no doubt to help push Marcone back, who's getting a little bit too big for his boots. Two-starred commander there. And Dull-Witted made it back into the river, and throwing down another upgrade for him. Find out what that is in just a second. Chosen advancing, coming back onto this side of the river. Where did Curry Smuggler go? Well, he moved back, so he didn't decide to advance. Chosen came back to assist. He says that's enough. He can continue to bulk up in that bottom left-hand corner. Marcone now finally forced onto the back foot. Does get a nice Rankin Vet, though. Takes him up to a 4-star commander. Back into the green before dipping back into the yellow once again. Chosen with that gun upgrade on that commander. Looking rather dangerous. He's on 2 stars himself. And just throwing everything he's got directly at Marcone's comm. Ignoring the odd T1 loitering around the area belonging to Postal. He's putting as much damage as he can possibly manage down on Marcone's ACU. Dull-Witted emerges from the river, focusing initially on the T1 spam there belonging to WTF Boom before reacquiring Chosen's ACU as a target. Chosen now looking like he's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have to back up slightly. Does have some Zooey assistance over here. Dull-Witted, though, doing a reasonable job of avoiding that fire, staying on the move. And he's going to make his way back to the canal. Ooh, looking a little bit precarious for him as he dips down into the red. 2,800 hit points there. Chosen absorbs some fire from the sky as well. He's down into the red. 3,400 hit points there. T1 bombers for Postal, continuing to harass Marcone, meanwhile throwing another upgrade on his commander. Dull-witted getting ground fired by these Zuis now. Not sure if they're getting through or not. Postal gets the bombers to take care of those artillery pieces. Dull-witted should now be out of trouble. Meanwhile, over here at the northeast, Bulldozer is moving forward pretty comprehensively, throwing down a T2 PD there in an aggressive position, and all of the fortifications up here for Clinch having major issues reaching their targets. Little problem with the height map there for him. So for the time being, Bulldozer able to operate in that area without any fear of reprisals. Marcone, now with the T2 engineering suite on board, is going to throw down a triad and help secure that part of town. Very, very aggressive play in this game. ACU's moving very far forward indeed. Oblivion turret versus the Seraphim T2. Oblivion turret wins and then goes to work on some of Bullydozer's T1. There's now 2 operational T2 PDs there for Herr Doctor. You would imagine that might provoke a retreat from Bulldozer, who's now chasing down some T2 units up here. Those Rhinos happy to move away and pick off some of this spam at range. Now potentially a counter push as Herr Doctor starts to advance as well. More Zuis out down here for Chosen. Could quite easily cross the river now and cause some problems, but he's looking more concerned with Marcone, at least with the spam. Marcone getting an upgrade. Chosen going to emerge on that northern edge of the river once again. Overcharges in here and there, and that will be the end of that little factory for Dull-witted, I'm sure. I haven't had a chance to talk about eco very much, and if that's not reclaim related, Clinch has sat back and has ecoed like a boss, 144, and the next highest eco on the map at a glance seems to be his teammate Postal on 58. So that's huge totals for Team 1 compared to Team 2. Curry Smuggler with a few Notha fighter bombers there, harassing over the top of Marcone's comm. Going forward, that's going to be problems potentially for Team 2. Viday has leaped forward. Well, he's having major power issues at the moment. He's actually should be a little bit higher. I think he was on 90s a minute ago, unless that was reclaim related or it was just a temporary dropout on the negative effect of his power lock. He's about to, well, that's probably the problem. He's producing ASFs. So we're probably fair to say around the 90 mark, 92 mark is where he's at. But still, you compare that with the 162 now of Clinch. Lots and lots of eco flowing that way. Team 2 need to finish it soon. All of the pressure that they've been applying with the ACUs, all of the spam that's heading north, take its toll if they can't get something for it. And Marcone now looking chunky as you like with his brand new shiny personal shield after looking incredibly vulnerable not 3 or 4 minutes ago. Went on an upgrading spree around the edge of that hillock, and now very much a case of don't mess with me, I lift, bro. Bulldozer living up to his name. Facing quite a lot of obsidians here, though. But they're not wanting to hang about because of that deadly overcharge. And Chosen, who surely must have the nano upgrade. 23,000 hit points, and he does. He has the first stage nano repair. So Chosen looking very dangerous indeed. Bulldozer, don't think he's going to have it. He's got gun and T2 engineering suite. Chosen potentially very dangerous now and is literally at the front door of Team 1's base. Herr Doctor throwing up defenses as best he can. Needs to get a volcano online, which is what he's working on. Try to counter some of these mobile missiles that are coming in from Chosen down here. Nothing happening on the map on this corner at all, or indeed pretty much up here. Clinch and Curry Smuggler and Postal basically for the most part staying out of it. But one person who isn't staying out of it is Chosen. Rolling forward, Herr Doctor throwing an upgrade on his comm. None the wiser as to what it is exactly. Notify definitely playing up with me. And he's gonna have to cancel surely. Look at the sheer amount of incoming Zooey fire, and it might not be over yet. I think that was a cancel. I don't know. I can't be sure. But it's very, very close now for Herr Doctor. He's in the red. 1,600 hit points. Chosen very healthy indeed. Firing overcharges into that chassis. In come a wave of Corsairs there from Clinch, and that knocks a huge amounts of HP off Chosen, who's now into the red himself. 2,000 hit points there, gets a rank in vet. Herr Doctor, however, still very, very peaky indeed. In comes Postal with some T1 bombers, and there he goes, and I can't believe it. The explosion clipped the edge, and he still managed to take down Herr Doctor, but Chosen, who was looking so dangerous and so chunky, got carried away like a young child happily chasing his ball into the road, getting run over. It squashed both of them. There's some disturbing imagery for you, but speaking of disturbing, it's not over yet for Team 1. Bulldozer living up to his name, rolling into Clinch's main base with his commander and a buttload of Zooey-based firepower. Down goes the factory. T1 P-Gens under assault. The T3 Mexes will surely follow, and that's going to be a huge amount of mass away from Clinch's pretty hefty 190 mass particularly he's generating at the moment, but this is really going to hurt. Bulldozer just continuing to press forward after the demise of his teammate Chosen. Wants to get something out of this push. Dull-witted needs to be careful. He's on around 4,900 hit points, but Marcone has pulled his comeback and is now bearing down on Bulldozer as well. Marcone, 5-star commander with personal shield and the Zeph amp on board, is looking pretty dangerous, and every second that goes by, Bulldozer finds himself with fewer and fewer T1 spam to call his friends. In come the Corsairs once again from Clinch. That takes Bulldozer down into the yellow, and Marco is now on him. Just 12,900 hit points left. Suddenly this is looking very bad indeed for Team 2, like they might be about to lose another player here. Bulldozer on 9,200. Marcone still looking very comfortable indeed, but in comes Curry Smuggler with a whole wave of T1 bombers. Looks like they were actually focusing on the spam there. Could have gone after Marcone's commander, but Marcone still with so many hit points on board. Dull-witted coming back at Bulldozer here as well. More Corsairs inbound from the northeast. Bulldozer drops down to around 2,000 HP. Surely he's going to go down. Kills off the T2 P-Gen belonging to Dull-witted and gets a rank in veterancy back up into the yellow. 6,200. Can he get out of there? He's bringing in a transport. Surely that's hopeless. Well, he hasn't stopped to try and pick up that comm. It's a wise decision, but I really don't think it's going to matter. He's sub 1,000 hit points now, down to 100. Boom, baby! And there he goes. Bully Dozer defeated at 20 minutes. And a second player down and out now for Team 2. But in comes Curry Smuggler with a wave of Volthu T2 gunships going straight after Dull-Witted's commander. He's on 700 hit points and he's not got any support in the air game. Down he goes. And an ejection for Team 1 now. Curry Smuggler loses his gunships, but he won't worry about that. There goes Dull-Witted. And half of the bases essentially gone in Team 1's base now after that enormous push. But it is a 1-2. It's a 3v3. So I must have missed. I'm sure I must have missed a kill from somewhere. Marcone still doing all right up here. He's trying to get an air cleaner online, but now he's facing Curry Smuggler, who's come all the way up from the bottom and is blapping his ACU in the face. The air cleaner goes online, takes a wave of T1 bombers, but still survives in the red. In comes some more, though, for good measure, and that will allow the Volthus to stay on Marcone. There are some ASFs in the field there for Viday, so they've got air-to-air coverage as well in case Clinch tries to come in with any more Corsairs, any more T2 air pressure. Marcone withdrawing into the red. That personal shield wasn't enough. Curry Smuggler going to take him down. Surely they are dropping like flies. 21 minutes and he goes down. Unreal. And it's now a 2 versus 3. Pressure working out very nicely indeed. But in come the Corsairs from the top right now. Curry Smuggler under pressure. 1,000 hit points remaining. Corsairs circling. He's got nowhere to hide. Curry Smuggler goes down shortly afterwards. What a ridiculous sequence of events. And now, what is that? So that's a 2v2 now. Viday and WTF Boom versus Clinch and Postal. That's a 1,200 and a 1,300 versus two 1,700s. And on paper, you would definitely like the 1,700s to win this, especially when you look at the mass total. 63 and where is it? 63 and 152 versus 109 and 146. Clinch has suffered massively upon losing his base, but he's still got a pretty solid presence up there. However, there's a ruddy great Colossus heading up to the top right hand corner of this map. That is a major problem for Team 1. They quite literally have nothing capable of dealing with that. Has Clinch spotted it? He's on the move with his commander. Where is he going? Well, he's only moving back here. And it's not like they've got an easy run at things at that Colossus with Corsairs or gunships, because there are ASFs on the field belonging to Viday. They have pretty much air control, and there are attack pins going down on the Ithota down here. Curry Smuggler saying ground fire it and then ping. So we've got a TAC missile battery here for WTF Boom. They launch a volley. That Colossus bearing down. I think we're going to have to go to split screen here to keep an eye on these two theaters. Missiles inbound now. Are they going after Postal's commander, or are they going after the Ithota? The attack ping seemed to be the experimental, and they're going after that. It only takes it down to about half the health. The GC just strolling into Clinch's base, but a second volley of TAC missiles inbound, and this time it's going after Postal's commander, and they hit it, and Postal goes down, and now Clinch on the run for his very soul from a GC with nothing to combat it. I cannot believe the way this game has turned out. 24 minutes and it's all over. What a ridiculous, ridiculous game. And you know what? What the fuck, Boom? He's like, you don't get to get the kill. I get to get the kill. In he comes with a large wave of T2 fighter bombers. Clinch cleverly evades them. Restorer brought in as well from Viday. but what is the point? You might as well accept your fate at this point. You've got nothing with which to hit back, and that's a very big robot who's come to have a conversation. Bye-bye. 25 minutes on the nose. What a wonderful game. Well, short and sweet, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. There's always more to come from me in the future. Don't forget, if you feel so inclined, you can support me on Patreon. Details below this and each and every one of a video how to do that. Every donation helps me and by extension the community. So thank you very much in advance. Until next time, guys, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile signing out.